This city's conflict crushed the law. It's a historic tragedy. Let's break it down.
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do?
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood! Out car.
No! No! Shame! Oh my fucking god!
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, you did a murder for what?
The details crawling out of that slushy Minneapolis morning are absolutely harrowing. You had ICE agents just trying to conduct a targeted operation, standard procedure to enforce the laws of your country. But they weren't met with cooperation. They were met with a violent ambush. Look at the footage. It shows a silver SUV blocked in by agents in tactical gear. The driver, some local activist, didn't surrender. They chose extreme escalation. You see the tires spinning, white smoke choking the air, and then that vehicle lurched forward with undeniable, deadly intent. An agent standing right in the path of that accelerating weapon had a split second to make a choice. He fired his service weapon. It was a clear act of self-defense as tons of steel surged toward him. The driver was fatally wounded. That's not a systemic failure of logic. It's a tragic, permanent loss caused by a lethal decision. Let's be clear. This wasn't a protest. It was a direct assault on federal law enforcement. If you want to understand the chaos happening today, you have to look at the incitement from yesterday. For months now, local leadership in Minneapolis has been pouring gasoline on the fires of resistance. Mayor Jacob Frey publicly warned that these federal operations were a tinderbox waiting to explode. But critics are right to argue these weren't warnings at all. They sounded a lot more like instructions. By signaling to the mob that federal agents were unwelcome and supposedly dangerous, the city's leadership built a climate where violent interference is seen as a virtue. When a mayor tells federal authorities to get out of his city, he is effectively dismantling the rule of law right in front of your eyes. The rhetoric coming out of that city council transformed a major metropolitan area into a sanctuary for subversion. This environment emboldened people to believe they could try to harm federal officers and get away with it. We are seeing the toxic, lethal conclusion of conditioning the public to view police as the enemy. And the reaction from the mayor's office after this tragedy? It just threw more fuel on the fire. Instead of calling for calm, instead of supporting the agents who nearly got crushed by a motor vehicle, the leadership doubled down on intense opposition. In an incredibly heated press conference, Mayor Frey actually referred to the individual attempting the ramming as a victim, all while demanding federal agents get out of town immediately. This stance has triggered a massive backlash across the country, and rightfully so. Many of you are now calling for the arrest of local officials for inciting this riotous atmosphere. The legal community is seriously debating if this is a fundamental breach of the mayor's oath of office. We are witnessing a historic divide, where local politicians prioritize posturing for their base over the basic safety of the men and women sworn to protect the public. The question isn't if there will be consequences anymore, but how severe they're going to be for the people who encouraged this crisis. This Minneapolis incident is the final wake-up call for the federal government. It proves that the era of soft enforcement in these so-called sanctuary cities has to end right now. The administration is already signaling a massive shift toward a much more robust federal presence. We're hearing talk of deploying serious additional resources to ensure operations can be carried out without this kind of interference or risk to agents' lives. The American people are watching this, and they are demanding actual accountability. You see a system right now where people who follow the law get punished, while those who dismantle it get celebrated by local politicians. This event is likely going to be the legal catalyst for hammering cities that refuse to cooperate with federal mandates. The loss of life here is a tragedy, one that could have been totally avoided if the law had just been respected from the start. As this investigation continues, one thing is dead certain. The traditional values of order and justice are coming back, no matter how intense the opposition gets from the radical left. Ending.
This report is complete, but the fight is just beginning. Subscribe now to stand with us.